Family. Breakfast was lovely. Thank you, Mom. Caroline, get ready, I'll take you to school. I was embarrassed by that. Mom never accompanied me to school. She told me to be independent and was always a role model. Okay, Mom, give me 5 minutes. Grabbing my backpack and my lunch food, I headed toward the car. Mom was already waiting for me inside. We drove the whole way in silence. There was a car parked near the school, so I said goodbye to my mother without delay and ran to the school, where a friend was waiting for me. Hello, Claire. Caroline, good to see you. You're no tardiest today. You surprised me. You're not going to believe me, but my mom dropped me off at school. What? Was your mom here? Yeah, I was surprised myself. Don't you think it's weird? Your moms always say make work a priority. She has her own business which she runs expertly. Maybe it's her day off. Thursday? Okay, let's go to Mr. Harrington's. He doesn't like people being late of math. He can give us an emotional swing if the reason for being late isn't valid. As we entered the classroom, we sat down at the last desk. We had a new topic, but my thoughts were elsewhere. Claire was right. This was very strange behavior from my mom. She didn't have time to educate me. In all our lives, we only could talk at breakfast. Yes, and my father was curious. He was only one who could talk at night, but it was so rare that I don't remember when I even saw him. Having finished explaining me a new topic, Mr. Harrington began a quiz concerning what we had learned. As much as I didn't want him to ask me, the law of meanness was never on my side. Caroline, I have a question for you. If you've been paying attention, what are rational inequalities? I don't know. I talk about it at the beginning of class. Claire, why don't you help your friend and answer the question I posed? When I looked at Claire, I could see the confusion in her eyes, but she knew exactly the answer. Rational inequalities are inequalities where both parts are rational expressions. Correct. And those are the ones you will have to study in more detail at home. See you soon. And Caroline, get ready for the next lesson I'll be asking you. Alright. I wasn't thrilled with the maths class because I'd missed a lot of information, and Claire wasn't thrilled with my answer to Mr. Harrington either. He's a pretty vindictive man and clearly won't leave me without question next time. It doesn't sound like you. What happened? I was just in my thoughts, nothing more. I think you're right about my mom. I should talk to her. Maybe something happened at work. Shouldn't be glad you got more time than usual. Yeah, but it's weird though. Okay, let's go to the library. I need to drop off the books I borrowed last week. Come on, let's go. Claire loved reading and learning new information. Every week at the library, she borrowed new books while returning old ones. Her zeal for knowledge inspired me to learn as well. Sometimes she helps me with math, explaining topics I haven't learned. So, do you need help today? You missed some important information in class, didn't you? Yeah, I'd really appreciate it. I really wasn't able to remember anything. Besides, you're better at explaining things than Mr. Harrington. Claire was pleased to hear such compliments. She dreams of becoming a teacher and sharing her knowledges with others. She finds it easy to get along with others. After the library, the classes were boring and long. The days seemed long and endless, until at one point the fire alarm sounded. Quickly gathering all the supplies, we all quietly left the school. As it turned out, one of the seniors had decided to make a joke, so the alarm turned out to be false. Not wanting to go back, I pretended not to feel well, and they let me go home. On the way back, I pondered how I should start a dialogue with my mother. When I heard the car borne behind me, I turned around and couldn't believe my eyes. It was my father, who appeared to be on his way home. At this early hour for him. "Hey honey, come on, let's ride together. How are you feeling?" He's never called me honey before. It's hard to remember him in such a good mood. "Hey, are you alright? Why are you coming so early?" "Of course I'm fine. I got free and decided not to stay too late to spend time with the family. Mom already waiting us for home." Is this a dream? Or are we really going to have lunch together? As I got into the car, I cautiously watched my father's behavior. Such a change frightened me. It was too good to be true. Once outside the house, we got out of the car. My mother was really waiting for us outside. "Caroline, how are you feeling today?" Questions like that made my heart beat faster. Are those my parents for sure? "They're fine. And you? Why aren't you at work?" "I took the day off to spend time with you." No, it's definitely like my parents. It's like they've been replaced. I walked suspiciously into the house, going into my room to call Claire. "Claire, there's something strange going on at my house. Dad and Mom aren't at work. We're having lunch together." "Caroline, but we've just been told in class that your parents died in a car accident." That's when the connection went dead. That can't be right. My parents are alive and waiting for me downstairs. Coming downstairs, smelling the aroma of the pine, I sat down at the table. It was dark around, but the candles were burning. Mom and Dad weren't around. The pine had family written all over it. "Caroline, we're here." The sound came from the bathroom. Not daring to open the door, I sat in the living room. The silence was killing me. What if that really wasn't my parents? But who are they, and why do they look so much like them? No, they're an exact replica of my parents. "Caroline, we have a present for you. Come over here." Not sure, but I headed towards the bathroom. When I opened the door, I had no idea what was waiting for me. "Mom, what's wrong with you? Who are you?" In the room, the walls were bloody. There were served arms and legs all around. It was definitely a person. My parents looked and smiled at me. Their glaze startled me. I ran out of the room and went up to my room on the first floor. Locking the door, I tried to dial Claire's number. According to the law of means, my phone's battery died. There was eerie music starting to play downstairs. It was a fast violin playing, but through the sound of it, goosebumps appeared on my body. When I opened the window in the room, I realized there was no way out, only up to the roof. "Caroline, we're coming to you with a present." The music was getting louder and faster. My parents tried to open the door, but the attempt was unsuccessful because I managed to lock it. As it turns out, they have the key. They opened the door. Fear gripped me so much that I don't remember exactly what happened after they entered. Only fragments of some of the moments. I grabbed a vase from the table and threw it at my father. Trying to get out of my mother's arms, I screamed at the top of my voice. The loud siren of the ambulance takes me to the hospital. Claire tells me about my parents' accident. Everyone thinks I was hallucinating after the news, but it was them who left the scars on my arms. I know for a fact that I saw it, and it was real.